Welcome back to Thriving in Ambiguity, the podcast where we tackle the complexities of technology, ideally without losing our minds. Today, I got something fun for you. So, you may have heard I just started working for Dynatrace. And as I was looking to learn as much as I can about this amazing solution and company, I stumbled upon a redacted document that I was able to hack into, and it told a crazy story that reveals the unknown origins of J.A.R.V.I.S, Iron Man's legendary AI assistant. Yep, you heard that right. This apparently is the untold story of how Dynatrace became the secret sauce behind Iron Man. So, let's dig in. Did you know that Stark Industries, just like Boeing, MasterCard, SAP, and many other global giants, uses Dynatrace? But here's the secret to know what he's talking about. Some say J.A.R.V.I.S wasn't created from scratch. It actually started within the Dynatrace platform. So, as I'm reading this document, it's broken down into 4 parts. The first part was titled Chaos at Stark Industries. So, even Stark Industries had its struggles. Imagine, they had way too many tools. Data centers scattered worldwide. They were using multiple clouds. They were using Azure, AWS, Google. They used them all. It was totally overwhelming to their IT teams. There was just so much noise. There was no clarity, and even their customers felt the chaos. Now, Tony being Tony, he had zero tolerance for this type of ambiguity. But I did hear, speaking of ambiguity, that he absolutely loves the podcast. He's a huge fan. But he told his team clearly, you got to fix this. I want complete visibility, end to end, real time, no excuses. His team scrambled. And what are they going to do? So they go and speak to Gartner. They ask for advice. We can't afford mistakes. We can't afford knockoff products. Who's the best at delivering answers? Who's going to give us the vision that we need? And Gartner replied without hesitation, the answer's easy. It's Dynatrace. They're so far to the top right of the magic quadrant, any further and they'd fall off the page. So Stark Industries immediately implemented Dynatrace. They were aiming for precise answers and intelligent automation from data. Their goal? It was flawless, secure digital experiences worldwide. Tony's intensity demanded perfection. They wanted no finger pointing and no guesswork. And almost overnight, Stark Industries achieved complete observability. So, part 2, this gets into the beginning of something more. Late one night, Tony was tinkering, as he does, and he struck up a conversation with Davis AI. See, Davis AI is the intelligent core of Dynatrace. And at first glance, Davis seemed just like another tool until it started kind of showing off. It showed Tony something called PurePath. Davis traced every business transaction down to the individual lines of code. Tony was impressed. Then it showed him Smartscape. It generated a real-time blueprint of every dependency. It was a living map of the entire digital ecosystem. Tony was blown away. And then there was Grail. He was shown a data lakehouse so fast and scalable, it effortlessly handled massive data flows from around the globe. Tony was used to using a product called Splunk. And while it was okay at storing a bunch of log files, they really didn't use a lot of that data. And what he found was this was so much more. Grail not only captured all of these data types, but it actually then used it. It understood it. And Tony was like, oh my God, this is wild. So Tony asked Davis a few more questions, and then more, and even more. He just kept digging in all night long. And the answers he received weren't just accurate, they were actually intelligent. Davis wasn't merely monitoring, it was thinking, acting in real time, predicting anomalies, solving problems instantaneously. It didn't just report issues, it explained them and provided exact solutions and context. For Tony, it was a revelation, from reactive to proactive, from firefighting to foresight. This was a new kind of assistant. So, the next section is titled Part 3, and this shows the conversion from assistant to companion. So Tony has an idea. If Davis can help run Stark Industries, what if it could run his life? What if he could feed it everything? Business data, sensor inputs, cloud telemetry, even real-world context. So, like any genius billionaire with a high-tech lab beneath his mansion, Tony decided to tinker and supercharge Davis. He poured in 1,000 times more compute power into Davis with some undocumented experimental GPUs from NVIDIA. And he fed it data from every conceivable source. And then something extraordinary happened. Grail took it all in. And Davis didn't just respond, it began anticipating Tony's needs, automating next-gen workflows, optimizing daily decisions, acting, not just reacting. It evolved beyond the tool. And when Davis became so powerful, Tony decided it needed a new name. Tony did what Tony does, and he named it J.A.R.V.I.S. Also, Tony's not a fool, right? He's one of the smartest people on the planet. And he knew that he couldn't just take that Davis name because he would obviously be sued by Dynatrace for copyright infringement. So he changed it to J.A.R.V.I.S to keep it completely off the books and keep it a secret. And from then on, Davis transformed from platform intelligence into a true companion AI powering Tony's entire world, including the iconic Iron Man suit. So part 4, now we'll talk about that transformation. So from that moment, everything changed. Dynatrace's one agent expanded far beyond Stark Industries. Davis, now J.A.R.V.I.S, became a digital force, resolving problems before they even appeared. Observability evolved into predictive intelligence. Root cause analysis turned into world-saving automation. Ultimately, the Iron Man suit was born because when your tech stack runs flawlessly, you could actually focus on your real-world challenges. And that's exactly what Tony and Stark Industries did. So I don't know about you, but whenever my day runs smoothly, it's amazing what I can create. So, what can you take away from this mysterious story? Sure, this might sound like Marvel fiction, but the original challenges Stark Industries faced are very real. Listen, they had a complex hybrid environment. They had way too many siloed tools. This is common across many industries. They had slow response times because when you have all of these different things, you're too slow to react because you have to check so many different things. And what happens when that happens? You get poor user experience, whether it's internal customers or external customers. You're just too slow to solve their problems, and you don't have the true insight you need to make quick decisions. That's why Dynatrace matters. It provides modern enterprises the same superpowers that Stark Industries demanded. Full stack visibility, real-time AI insights, a unified platform, and automation that acts, not just alerts. Because before Tony Stark became Iron Man, he needed to understand his environment and his world. And for that understanding, they turned to Dynatrace. So, final thoughts to ponder. Iron Man fans, did you ever notice that the arc reactor that powers Tony's suit looks an awful lot like the Dynatrace logo? Coincidence? You decide. So, thanks so much for joining today's episode of Thriving in Ambiguity. I hope you enjoyed this journey into the incredible world where tech meets imagination. And don't forget to subscribe, share, and join me next time as we unravel more complexities, ideally without losing our mind. Until then, keep thriving.